Hey guys, this is Our Thoughts, and today we'll be doing our thoughts on E3. Probably the biggest gaming convention in the world. Start off with Xbox, move our way to Sony, and then we'll tell our thoughts about what we thought of the Xbox versus Sony, and if we think Xbox beat Sony. Then we'll do Nintendo, and then we'll probably make a part 2. And it'll be Ubisoft, Bethesda, and then EA. So I guess we'll just get started with Xbox.
So he's also joined by Colin
and Caleb.
Okay, so let's begin.
Okay, so I feel like Xbox this year kind of released a lot more games than we usually see them release. They released 50 games in total, and there was 15, I'm pretty sure there's almost 20 exclusives, and then there was 12 world premieres.
Yeah. Halo Infinite looks really interesting because it looks like the old art style from Halo 3. I think it's definitely going to be better than Halo 5 and obviously Halo 4 because Halo 4 is garbage.
And then some I feel like Cyberpunk 2077, it was closer to the end of the event. I think it was actually one of the last thing. I think it was the last thing they announced was Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, and that looks really good. It's made by CD Projekt Red, who developed The Witcher 3 and The Witcher 2, and I think they're going to do a really good job on this one.
Yeah, they
also added a lot of new studios, so they can do more game production and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To make the Microsoft Studio better. They got Playground Games, which I feel like they pretty much already had because Playground Games made pretty much just exclusives for Xbox anyways. They made Forza Horizon and I think Forza Motorsport. But they also announced Forza Horizon 4, which the graphics in that look really nice, and it's supposed to run at 60 FPS on the Xbox One X. But we didn't really hear much about the hardware at Xbox. We heard that the team was working on their hardware team was working on the next generation. And then I think at one of the other events, I forget who it was, but they said they were working on a game for the next generation of consoles that we would see in the next 2 to 3 years. But the Sony event was not nearly as good as it usually is every year. Usually Sony beats Xbox by a whole lot, but this year they just had bad audio and bad their stream ended up with an issue where their stream PlayStation's own stream ended up crashing on Twitch, so a lot of people didn't have access to another way to see the info. And then there was some good releases though, the new Spider-Man game that looked really nice.
Yeah.
And then you guys want to say anything about the Sony event or?
Yeah, so if we talk about the games that are released, the only thing that I'm excited for would probably be the Kingdom Hearts, because years ago I used to play a lot of different Kingdom Hearts games, so I think that it'll be cool they're finally bringing one back and sort of renewing it. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, and about The Last of Us Part 2, I don't know if it's going to be that good because it looked all cinematic that they showed us. It looked all scripted. It looked like all scripted gameplay, and it's probably going to be overrated the first game. That's an unpopular opinion, but the first game was really overrated. Not very good.
If I go back to, I think it was at the Xbox event, they were talking about The Division 2, and I feel I didn't enjoy the first Division at all. I thought it was kind of
a grind fest.
Yeah, it was kind of a boring game. But speaking of gaming, you can expect to see some gameplay of. We should have a stream. It might actually be out before this video of Death Garden. Me and Caleb are going to be playing the closed beta. So now we'll go into like Xbox versus Sony. I feel like Xbox probably definitely won this year just due to Sony had good releases, but there was not that many of them. There was only like I think 5 games that they announced. I think they announced a couple more, but they only announced like 5 really big games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that overall Xbox was like a little more like on like the perfect side, where like there weren't many things going wrong, unlike the Sony E3, and so Xbox had a lot more games, and so I think that overall, I think that'll just beat Sony.
Now if we go into Nintendo, that happened, I think the event was after, I think it went Xbox, Sony, Nintendo. I feel like Nintendo, I didn't see much of the event, but I heard Smash Bros, the new one was announced. Gil, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so the new Smash Bros. Has a 64 character roster, and it's been bringing back every character from the Smash Bros. Games, and they even added a new character that fans have been asking for since like Smash Bros. Melee back in like early 2000s and late 90s. And I think it's shaping up to be a really good game, and I'm excited for it.
And then they also announced Fortnite on Switch.
I hate Fortnite.
I guess, some people are probably happy about that, but
I think they'll just give like the players of Fortnite a little more like variety, because I mean they did already release it on the iOS, but I guess releasing it on the Nintendo Switch would sort of give people more opportunities to play the game.
And having played it already, it's not very good. The frame rate isn't high, and the controls are just not very good unless you have a pro controller, which is $70 peripheral.
yeah, I feel like the Nintendo Switch really isn't built for like those kind of games. It's more built for Nintendo-made games.
Yeah, because Nintendo games are optimized for the Switch.
But I think that'll wrap up this video. We'll go. We can make a part 2 where we go more into depth if you want us to. But probably the part 2 will end up just being Ubisoft and like EA. But this was and Bethesda.
Not Bethesda, like you wrote it on the board.
Okay, but this is our thoughts on E3. If you like the video, subscribe if you like the channel. I don't think you're going to, but you can if you want to.
Saying that every time makes them less likely to subscribe, right?
Well then just subscribe.
Yeah, if you say it every time, you'll
Or
get
just don't ask them to subscribe.
Well, I mean, Logan Paul asks people to like the video. Yeah, I know
it's in the video.
This is our thoughts on E3, and thanks for watching.